topic that many of our members indicated in a survey was of interest to them, namely the character of Evanston. A former Evanstonian once said, "There is a celestial Evanston, a terrestrial Evanston, and there is a diabolical Evanston. They intersphere at every point and every moment of the day, but we all think the celestial Evanston is in the ascendancy." So my question is that true today? And should it be? And if so, what would you do as mayor to put this Evanston in the ascendancy? Whoever wants to tackle that one first can, and if you know who said it, you get bonus points.
That's a diabolical question, Jeff.
Thank you so much for asking the question that takes us out of the comfort zone. You know, I think Evanston is a great town, just the way it is, frankly. It has great schools, it's got wonderful parks and parkways and beaches and boulevards. It's got wonderful neighborhoods, Central Street being one of them, Main Street being another, Chicago Avenue in the downtown. Its churches are pretty much full up on weekends. We love the arts. We have a community of citizens that like to get involved and are very passionate about this town. And they're not shy about rolling up their sleeves and tackling the problems that we have. And they're not shy about making a lot of noise. We're a town that honors our veterans. We're a town that loves diversity, economic and cultural diversity. And we prize all of these things. And we're a town that looks after people that need looking after. We're just a wonderful town. We love parades, and we love noise, and we love to eat, and we love to have fun. So I think this town is in pretty good shape. It's just the way I want to keep it.
I think that of your three choices, I would opt for terrestrial. Basically because of the importance of green and trees and the land and the spaces between the buildings in our neighborhoods and the contribution that those make to what Evanston is as a place and a community. And that goes right to the notion of sustainability, and which has been one of the community values going back to the 70s. I can remember, when I first went to work for the Plan Commission, the Plan Commission had just passed an amendment in, I think, 1975 to the comprehensive plan they adopted in 1974, establishing an energy policy for Evanston. And there were a number of people who worked very, very hard, the Lad Arboretum Committee, and among others, to really further that value, which is part of our community values. And I think that that's, the climate action plan is the latest iteration of what has been a long tradition in this community. And I think it really speaks to the character of the community and the values we all place on conserving the built environment that we have rather than tearing down and building anew.
Well, I think what I would pick about Evanston is you can have any of the above, because the thing about Evanston is we always keep trying, no matter what the problem is. There is a group working on it, and that group has committees, and the committees have minority reports of the committees, because we don't always agree, but we certainly always try. If you look at the Climate Action Plan, that was a marvelous example of the citizens of Evanston, no consultants. The citizens got together and drew up the Climate Action Plan with some help from staff. The affordable housing, while our current system is not working as well as I would like, we have tons of citizens working very hard to provide affordable housing in this community. Our schools are always trying to be better. They always have problems. Schools always will, as will a community that's as diverse as Evanston. But we always are trying to make it better. We have a multimodal transportation plan that I hope will reduce reliance on the automobile some. We have had a lot of citizen input into that. So to me, the thing about Evanston is that whatever you want it to be, there's a group working on it, and there are citizens who are very bright and very committed and working very hard to make this community everything that it can be.
Well, Jeff, I think it was a diabolical question, so I'll start there. I think what's diabolical is what's happened with taxes and fiscal issues in the last 5 or 6 years. The 30% tax increase has hurt a lot of families. Now, if Evanston were a family, some of those good years with the condo boom, we might have put some of that money away into a rainy day fund. When I have a good year in my business, I don't go celebrate and spend it all. I'll save some because next year might not be so good. We've also got a pension problem that I would describe as diabolical, but the good news is, I think, and here's where we look to the celestial, I think that if we can be more creative, I think we can solve these problems. And I would say the candidates up here, we don't just need to get out of our comfort zone. I think Evanston needs to get out of its comfort zone. Take an issue like parking, which I've taken a personal interest in, not just because I've gotten about $300 in tickets running for mayor, but because it's an issue everybody talks about, visitors, residents, and so I put out a simple proposal about 3 months ago. Hey, what if you already paid for a city sticker and you come downtown and you park at a meter after 5? You don't feed the meter because you're with your wife or your family or your friends and you're going to go to dinner, go to a movie, who knows? You're just going to hang out and not worry about the meter. We've also got an issue where our parking garages are 30 to 70% underutilized. If I were a business person, I would be up all night until I solved that problem. And there are solutions. I don't have time to get into them in a 2-minute answer, but I think that we need to be more reality-based in our approaches, and we need to be more creative. And just because we talked about something 10 years ago and couldn't figure it out, or 5 years ago it was controversial, let's take it on, let's muster our creativity, and let's see what we can get done together.
Thanks, Barnaby.